Alright, so this is called derivative because people did stuff last week that gave me the idea to do things this week, so it's derivative to their stuff. However, Misha's not here, and the fact that the Yankees are now out for the World Series made me want to rub it in her face, so I'll wait till she comes here next week. Okay, well, the first thing that I want to do was, Terrell gave me the inspiration to read a few haikus, because he read one last week. It was a great one. So, let's see if I can find them. I decided that since I tend to be really long-winded, I should work on writing haikus to try to be shorter, and I first wrote them at Holland's when it was spring, because it was really pretty. So I'll read a couple of those. Spring snow falls, flutters, a bath of fragrant petals, warm as winter's sun. And the next one. A breath of purple, hillside crawling with wild blooms, grass rushes but stays. And then, Matt, who's also not here, inspired me to, last week he told a story that was sort of like a little thought experiment. It wasn't something he wrote down, but it was something he thought of. And I realized that I had done this once. Just kind of a little story idea, so I'll share that today. Once upon a time, there was a father and a son. The father was really, really conservative. He was always saying those damn liberals and telling his son that he should support, I don't know, Republican policy and all this stuff. And his son was a little kid. He didn't really know anything about that for a while, but eventually as he grew up, his father kept ramming it down his throat. Be a Republican, be conservative, support this and this, don't do this, that's wrong, blah, blah, blah. And so the first time, finally, when he was allowed to vote at 18, he convinced himself he believed these liberal Democratic policies, but really, if he was honest with himself, he only voted for the Democrat because it was like rebelling against his father. But Dad's voting for the Republican, I'm voting for the Democrat. And it was a good way to like fight in the house, you know, like as if they were Yankees and Red Sox fans, you know. And, you know, it was like they would just look at the TV and they'd yell at each other, they'd be worse than the politicians. So his whole life it was like this. The dad would be like, so misguided, you don't understand. The son would be like, Dad, you're delusional, you have no idea what you're talking about. Constantly, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. Finally, one day, they're having a really heated argument after like a really big presidential election. And the dad was saying, how could you vote for the Democrat? You're so stupid, that doesn't make any sense. And the son finally was like, you know what, Dad? You hadn't rammed this down my throat my whole life. Who knows? I might have voted for the Republican. I might be a Republican now. In essence, it is you having forced this Republican stuff down my throat so long that sort of made me the Democrat I am today. And the father, who was a very old man now, kind of smiled, a little wizened twinkle in his eye, and said, that's what I've been counting on for my entire life.